Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Famer Bob Berry ruled Milwaukee's airwaves in the 60s and 70s. He spoke with countless musicians and celebrities over the years. Bob collected remarkable recordings of these encounters, which he's now sharing with the public. Here's Bob.
Today we talk with multi-talented personality Shari Lewis, a Peabody-winning ventriloquist, puppeteer, television host, singer, dancer, actress, and author. Remember her sock puppet Lamb Chop, a sock with eyes? She originally designed the little character for the Captain Kangaroo Show. Her puppets first got attention on Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts TV show, where she won first prize. Her Shari Lewis program replaced the Howdy Doody Show and ran for 3 years. Shari also wrote many books for children. She and Lamb Chop also did some singing.
When you hear the name Johnny, you'll think of cash. Money makes the world go round, the world go around, the world go around. Money makes the world go around, it makes the world go round.
Hello, Bob. How are you?
How are you this morning?
I am well, thank you. It is so hot here.
It is.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, and that's in Los Angeles.
We're in Beverly Hills, and it's 106. In the valley, I cannot imagine what it's doing.
You know, I read about you all the time that you're appearing here and there, and you're doing like this concert Shari Lewis is going to do here in Milwaukee, Music Under the Stars, a free performance, and you're constantly on the go. What do you do for recreation? What for relaxation?
Well, I do a lot of hiking and walking, but not today. And my husband and I travel for pleasure. When we're not traveling for work, we travel for pleasure. We love that a great deal. We go to primitive countries, and we very often marry our business trips to our pleasure trips. This coming year, I'm going to be conducting the 8 leading symphonies in Japan, and we're now in the process of learning Japanese. By the way, hajime mashite.
Fine, I guess.
At any rate, we're learning Japanese, and we're going to take a couple of weeks and travel Japan.
How about Does Lamb Chop know any Japanese?
Yes, Lamb Chop, you want to say something? What do you mean? Say something in Japanese to Bob. Ohayo gozaimasu.
Whoa.
You want to tell him what that means? No. Oh, come on. It means good morning.
That's nice. Good morning, Lamb Chop.
Thank you very much. I mean, domo arigato.
Actress, dancer, musician, ventriloquist, puppeteer, author Shari Lewis is with us this morning. And someone said she was a 5-foot monument to positive thinking. And I guess that's one of the reasons you've been so successful, Shari, is your positive thinking, right?
Well, you know, that sounds like such a goody-good Girl Scout. I think anybody who doesn't do positive thinking is leaving too much to chance.
Is there any training that you've had in positive thinking, though? I mean, did you take one of those courses in positive thinking?
Or I learned it at my father's knee. My father was way ahead of his time in many of his concepts, and a lot of the things that are now considered everyday New Age thinking and just general good sense humanistic beliefs. My daddy was advocating in the 30s. He believed that a child's work is play, and that if you can get kids to play at the right things, they'll be working hard at learning the right things. And he believed that you, all kinds of things about you are what you eat, and what you tell yourself is what you will hear and what you will end up doing. And I was really brought up to all of those things.
Boy, a lot of good thoughts. Did your dad have anything to do with you learning to be a ventriloquist?
Oh, yes, of course. In fact, one day I was doing a command performance at the Palladium in London, and Princess Anne, who's really cute, very great energy, came running up to me, and she said, "It's so unusual what you do." She said, "How does a girl come to do that?" And I said, "Well, my father was the official magician for the city of New York, and we always had magic and puppets around the house." And the princess took one long beat, and then she said, "Yes," she said, "one does tend to get involved in one's family's business, doesn't one?"
You have written quite a few books. How many now altogether?
We think that this one that's coming out in September is 26.
My goodness. And what will this one deal with?
Well, I've written a real bestseller, which is amusing. I mean, I've written a lot of books, and they've all sold nicely. But I've never had a book that paid any part of the mortgage, you know? And so this is very exciting. And it's the big success was called 1 Minute Bedtime Stories.
Oh, yes, right.
And
Sure.
1 Minute Bedtime Stories has spawned a dozen 1-minute books over the next 3 years. So the one next coming out is called 1 Minute Favorite Fairy Tales. My husband calls me the 1 Minute Madam. He can't get no respect at home. You know, that's the way it is.
Do you have any
I'm
children?
looking forward, by the way, to this show very much. Last year was a terrific experience for me. I love performing out of doors. I really do. And the idea of performing out of doors for 12,000 people was so silly. I really got quite a kick when more than 10,000 people laugh at you. You've been laughed at.
That's right. Do you have any children?
I do. I have a girl who lives in New York City. She just graduated from Columbia.
So, of course, when you write those 1-minute books, did you have her in mind or your past experiences with your daughter?
Not really. I just, I like the 1-minute form. I like a challenge, and it always has amused me to do a story in a minute. And kids do love novelty. When my daughter was little, I started writing these 1-minute stories because the phone company had started doing 1-minute jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And Phyllis Diller was a good friend of mine. And Phyllis was doing 1-minute jokes for the phone company. So I went to the New York City phone company. I said, hey, I'll do 1-minute stories for you. And I started that. They thought that was just a snazzy idea. I did that until I left New York. And then I found myself with this vast collection of 1-minute stories. And I can't stand waste, so I started organizing them into a book. My daughter said she was the luckiest girl in the world because even if her mommy was out of town, she could dial her mommy and get a 1-minute bedtime story.
Now, Shari Lewis is going to appear here for at Washington Park, Music Under the Stars, free performance, and like she said, about 21,000 people out there. What will they see Shari Lewis do? Let's say this is the first time they've been out to see you in concert, Shari.
All right, well, what I do is a lot of comedy relating to music. Basically, it's comedy. A lot of music, a lot of dancing, comedy, magic. I'll have a number of puppets with me. For those who were there 2 years ago, I have a lot of new stuff, not only new music, but I do now the entire story of Carmen in 5 minutes and 40 seconds with 3 hysterical puppets.
Congratulations, by the way, on being selected as one of the 10 most influential women in America.
Yeah, my husband says that's some kind of mistake.
Oh, no.
He won't buy that at all.
That was a well-deserved honor, Shari, and I thank you very much for talking with us. We'll see you tomorrow night at Washington Park. And Lamb Chopper, looking forward to seeing you, too.
Thank you very much. Just a second. I want to think of what I have to say goodbye. Oh, yeah. Mata orai shimasho.
Same to you.
You're very welcome. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. You see, I am the star.
So what am I doing here? Oh, how often I've asked myself that.
WOKY, Bob Berry, Mighty 92.
Thank you for listening to Bob Berry's Unearthed Interviews. Be sure to subscribe and rate our podcast on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts. You can find all the episodes at WisconsinBroadcastingMuseum.org. Check out Bob Berry's book, Rock and Roll Radio Milwaukee. Book sale proceeds support Angels Kids Fund and Donate Life Wisconsin. The preceding program was made possible by a generous contribution from Terry Vaughn.